Live from the Caterpillar Global Communications Center at Bradley University, this is BUTV News.
Good evening and welcome to BUTV News. I'm Megan Ricker-Smith.
And I'm Delaney Giles. Let's take a look at the news.
Happy early Halloween. With this weekend being the one before Halloween, we would like to take this chance to remind you to stay safe. There are many safety risks around this time of year, especially around Halloween. We are sure several people have plans to go out this week, so we would like to share some tips on how to stay safe. First, make sure that if you go out with friends, fully charge your phone before going out so you have a means to communicate with friends or call for help if you need to. Arguably, the most important tip is to know your limit. Knowing when to stop drinking responsibly not only ensures you stay safe, but healthy. Additionally, we encourage everyone to look out for each other. Stick together and help if someone looks or feels wrong. Have a happy Halloween and stay safe, Braves.
The Sigma Tau Delta and English Club hosted a book sale from October 18th to 20th on the second floor of Bradley Hall. The book sale had a variety of different books from poetry, philosophy, Russian literature, and more. All books were sold at a reduced price ranging from 50 cents to $2. The books were from a growing collection the English Club has collected over the years. Students were able to pay in cash or Venmo. Sigma Tau Delta also hosts other English-related events such as Coffee Talk in the English Lounge, so be on the lookout for more events. Last week, Alpha Chi Omega hosted a philanthropy week for the Center for Prevention of Abuse. The puppies were on Olin Quad on Friday afternoon from 11 to 2 p.m. Petting the puppies cost $3 and all proceeds went to the center. The puppies were more than happy to raise awareness for the cause and are all available for adoption at the Peoria Humane Society. This event led to the end of their week-long philanthropy week.
Join ACBU on Halloween for their Stories and S'mores event in the Student Center Ballroom on Monday, October 30th at 7 p.m. Award-winning storyteller Jim May will be attending to share his stories. His story collection, The Farm on the Nippersink Creek, won the Best Book Award from the Public Librarian Association, and his book Trail Guide for a Crooked Heart, Stories and Reflections for a Life's Journey received a 2017 Storytelling World Award. Come enjoy and listen to the tales of a professional storyteller while enjoying s'mores. Make sure to stop by and enjoy the Halloween festivities.
Happy Halloween, Braves! This past weekend, 3 university dorms hosted a haunted house in the basement of Harper Wyckoff. The haunted house welcomed all Bradley residents in University Hall, Harper Wyckoff, and Williams Hall. The haunted house consisted of 8 different rooms for residents who were brave enough to enter. Students entered in groups of 3 to 5 and were spooked by their favorite RAs. After completing the haunted house, residents received candy for their brave efforts. If you want to become more involved in your building hall council events, just ask your building hall directors.
After the break, Julia will update us and tell us what the weather looks like.
Next up, we'll also see what's new in entertainment news with Adelia.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
For too long, there's been too much silence.
We've stepped back when we should have stepped up.
We lack the bravery to have the tough conversations.
It stops now.
It stopped with us.
As campus leaders, we recognize that sexual assault is a real problem.
And it's time to take action.
We're standing together as a community because this issue affects all of us.
And we can only end it if we are braver together.
Starting now, we don't look the other way. We make it a move and do something.
Before it's too late.
We promote a culture of respect for all students.
We say something even when it's easier to remain silent.
We stand up for survivors.
We never blame them.
We hold our friends, our leaders, our teammates,
and ourselves accountable for our actions.
And when we see something wrong, we're brave enough to interrupt. We say something.
We do something.
We watch out for each other.
Always.
Being a Bradley Brave means
ending the silence.
Together, we can work to end sexual assault and rape culture in our community.
Together, we can do the right thing.
Together, we can do the brave thing. Make your move and stand with us.
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 And we can all be braver together.
It's the show before Halloween, and that means we are all dressed up. And in honor of Lee Lard, who I'm covering for today, I decided to dress as them. What about you guys?
I'm a snow angel because weather, also this is the only thing I had access to.
I'm a hockey player. Hockey's my favorite sport, so.
Love to see it. You guys did great. I love it.
You know, hockey season is coming up and it's going to start looking like hockey weather. Today it was kind of rainy here in the morning, but that rain didn't stick around too long throughout the day. But the clouds most certainly did. It was dark and cool today, but not too chilly since it was right around 70 degrees. But looking at the radar the next few days, we will be looking at similar weather to today. There will be some small showers coming in through here the next few days, but nothing too spooky, nothing that was gonna wash you away. But it might be still a good idea to have a raincoat handy since some of those showers may hit us, but the worst of it will be to the south. Looking back to temperatures, today jumped up into those 70s that we love so much, and you'll see that right around here all throughout central Illinois. Northern Illinois was enjoying some 60s, and Southern Illinois was even pushing 80. Unfortunately, that warm weather will not be here to stay. Looking at the 5-day forecast, the next few days will be rainy and cloudy like they were today. And those 70-degree weathers are going to plummet down to the 50s. And this weekend, we may even see a low of 30 degrees and a low of 29 on Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, that's cold enough for snow, and that's what I call scary. But don't get too spooked because we won't see too many of those flurries quite yet. No making snow angels right now. Now it's time for your entertainment news with Adalia Young.
Muchas gracias, Julia. A new wax figure of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has been released in Paris and has immediately received backlash. The Rock has come out directly asking the Wax Museum to take down his replica because of the color of the figure's skin. Dwayne is Samoan and black, calling out the museum for the lack of melanin in the skin. The Rock posted publicly on Instagram his team will be getting in contact with the executives immediately to fix it. The museum responded back right away and said they are already working on updating the replica. In her new memoir, The Woman in Me, Britney Spears talks about growing up in the spotlight and addresses significant events that brought the star to fame. Britney talks about how all her life she has somehow always been trapped. Whether by fame or by family, she has never been in full control of herself. In the biography, she explains how everything she did growing up was never really her choice. The fire inside her had burnt out. Readers have said it's almost impossible to not feel sorry for Spears after reading the memoir, but it's good to know that Spears is in hopes to finally find herself. And you might be wondering, she talked about SNL last week. Well, this week's host, Bad Bunny, was just too funny not to talk about. The Puerto Rican rapper started their cold opening by bringing out Pedro Pascal, who translated the host from Spanish to English. In addition to Pascal, Bad Bunny brought out Lady Gaga to help announce him as the musical guest. A skit written like a telenovela featured Mick Jagger and also featured him in other skits. In hopes of getting ready for Halloween, Bad Bunny was also seen dressed as a nun and Shrek. The skit of the night, however, was one partnered with Pedro Pascal. In February of this past year, Pascal hosted which featured a skit that would go down in SNL history, titled Protective Mom. Since Pedro came back, Bad Bunny decided to do a sequel to the infamous episode. Bad Bunny had a successful weekend and was also announced a tour coming up this year. So does anybody want to guess what my costume is?
Is it Bad Bunny?
It is Bad Bunny.
I love the commitment.
The execution is perfect.
10 out of 10 on the
Listen, they said I could wear a costume, so I decided to.
I think you win. You win.
All right, up next, we'll have a live interview with Ty Gray about the upcoming Romeo and Juliet performance.
After that, we'll take a look at how the poverty simulation went.
Worried about your friend, but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's all good if you think you should check in. Yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple?
Chop the pineapple.
Nope, I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope, I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
To Sofia and Gabriel, Miss Flores, my little flowers. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love, so you can take me with you wherever you go, near or far. These stitches and threads join us together. Me, your mother, and both of you. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you as you bring our colorful stories to the world.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Hey Delaney, what play has drama, anxiety, murder, and a forbidden romance?
It's the Bradley Theater Department's production of Romeo and Juliet.
BUTV's Ty Gray has our guests live in the Hartman Center to tell us more about the upcoming show.
The Bradley Theater Department's fall production this year is the famous Romeo and Juliet. Joining us today, we have the actors of Romeo and Juliet, Victoria and Addison. Thank you for joining us today. The first question I have for Victoria is, what made you involved with the show?
Theater's been something that I've loved to do for my entire life, and Romeo and Juliet is such like a classic story, and being able to be a part of that is just something that's really magical, and feel very fortunate for it.
All right, all right. Second question for Addison, what are some things you do to prepare for the role?
Preparing for a role such as Romeo, it takes a lot of work with our text because Shakespearean language is so vast and so, I wouldn't say complicated, but just misunderstood. Like there's a lot of nuance in it that goes into it.
Oh, nice, nice. Now, Romeo and Juliet is a very famous play. How does this production differ from others?
Well, this production actually has a modern take. It's not all big Renaissance dresses and all fancy old-timey stuff. It's putting Romeo and Juliet in a current setting for the modern world.
Okay, that's really interesting, actually. Without giving too much away, what's your favorite moment of the show?
Oh, I don't know if I can give that away without giving away a spoiler, but some pretty big things happen during the show. We have a pretty cool party scene that we got.
Okay. Okay, okay. Now, what's the most rewarding part of being in the theater?
Being able to share something that's so magical with everyone and feelings that everyone can kind of relate to, and just see that all presented on stage in such a big blowout way that's so creative and just shared just among everyone in this theater.
Okay, okay. Now, Victoria, how do you prepare for your role as Juliet?
It took a lot of text work, just like Addison said, sitting and drilling lines, forcing my poor friends and roommate and boyfriend to just sit there and run lines, run lines, run lines. And it also takes a lot of emotional vulnerability.
Okay. Now, now when can people come and see the show?
We open next weekend, I believe next Thursday, and then we also open the next following weekend right after that. So Thursday through Sunday, and then the following Thursday through Sunday.
Okay, well, thank you very much. That's all the time we have today. Thank you both, Victoria and Addison, for joining me. From BUTV News, I'm Ty Gray.
Bradley hosted its annual poverty simulation this past week. The simulation attempts to replicate different forms of poverty and how that can look like for different people, from factors including childcare, mortgages, transportation, and other day-to-day issues.
October 24th, the Louis J. Berger Center, Fraternity and Sorority Life, and Heart of Illinois United Way hosted their annual poverty simulation in the Student Center Ballroom. The simulation was open to students, staff, and anyone in the Peoria area. Students were also able to earn 2 hours of community service credit. The president of United Way, Jennifer Zamato, explains that poverty can present in many different ways and how the simulation can help bring awareness to participants.
I think it's really about teaching empathy and helping people understand how difficult it is to live in poverty, how expensive it is to live in poverty, and how it's a lot more difficult than just, hey, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and get a job. That living in poverty is really like you're drowning. You're just trying to get to the top of the water every single day, and it's very difficult to think about building a boat and sailing away somewhere when you're just trying to stop drowning for that day. And so I think it's a very interesting experience.
The simulation works by placing participants into different family units, and those family units all have different financial circumstances. These circumstances then depend how they are able to access healthcare, food, childcare, transportation, and schooling. Samano believes one of the biggest takeaways from the simulation participants can learn is how to then become active members in their communities and also understanding resources available to them.
Well, we always see that anyone who goes through this, by the end of it, they're emotionally exhausted because we make it challenging on purpose. For you to understand the complexities of people living in your community, that helps make you a better citizen as time goes on, makes you want to invest in your community in the right ways so that we can deal with these issues head on at the root cause level, and then everyone succeeds.
The simulation lasted around 2 hours with 40 participants. It is safe to say this was a very successful simulation here at Bradley University. And hopefully we can see these improvements reflect on our communities. For BUTV News, I'm Chris Pacheco.
Up next, we will take a look at sports with Dylan.
We'll see how Bradley's volleyball and soccer teams have been doing.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But you probably won't. You're busy. Kids, work. Show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up one finger if you're a man. Women, 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60. 2 over 50. 1 over 40. If you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now. So 1 more finger if you're not very active. 1 finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
Part-time job, full-time hustle, all-time Shiro to all of us. You nurture, we listen. You teach, we thrive. You lift our spirits, but we've got to lay down the truth. It's time for you, our Shiro, to stretch for the stars. A free online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Start saving more for retirement so you can feel prepared and live your life to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
So this past weekend was Bradley basketball's red and white scrimmage game. And now I think some of us here might like basketball. I'm not sure though.
Oh yeah, no, it's me. I'm ready for the season to come back more than anybody.
I am pumped. I'm so excited.
I cannot wait to get back to Carver for all the games. The atmosphere is unbeaten, but good evening, everybody. Welcome back to BUTV News. I'm Dylan Baus, and let's get a look into this week's Bradley Athletic News. Soccer season in the Missouri Valley Conference is in mid-season form, and the Bradley Braves are looking to make a push in the final stretch to keep the postseason dreams alive. When we last met, Bradley was taking on the even match Drake team in Iowa. That result came out to be in our favor as we won the game 2-1. Don't be fooled by the score either, because Bradley held control the entire time with 1 goal in each half as we made sure to keep it competitive against the Bulldogs. In the 24th minute, the first recorded goal was scored by Pepe Malaldo without an assist, and then again in the 74th minute with Ian Ferguson assisted by Caleb Ribeiro. Another great game for keeper Drew Berry with 5 saves means to expect lower scoring games ahead, which is not always a bad thing with soccer. Keeping on that topic, the Braves got another Shea game last Sunday. Let's see how it went. Physicality was the name of the game, as there was only 2 goals in the entire game scored within 6 minutes of each other within the first 22 minutes of the game. You just saw a great pass-in goal from Kowalski to Nongang to go up 1-0, but UIC quickly struck back with a quite lucky goal off the inside box defenders of the Braves. The rest of the game was all grit with an extra 5 shots on goal just in the second half. The 400+ in attendance were not disappointed with the tie game by any means, as UIC is known for playing strong competition to the very end. Bradley's next game will be against the Purple Aces of Evansville this Friday in Indiana. Be sure to tune in if possible. The volleyball team had a few major in-conference matchups at home last weekend. Let's roll right though to those highlights. Even Kaboom was ready to hop in the game as he showed up to Friday's matchup against Indiana State Sycamores. Indiana had a plan to stop the Bradley mentality, but little could be done as Bradley decided to take the lead early and never let go, which is something they struggled to with in earlier sets. Bradley yet again led the game in not only points but every other recorded category for volleyball, something that was a sure confidence boost for the team that had been so close but so far many times this year. Jasmine Green led the team in 11 kills, with the next closest being 8. The point differential was a lot more respectable this game, with an average being a little over 4. This did not discourage the Braves one bit as they took on the Purple Aces the next day. This game was a little bit more respectable for both sides, but get used to Bradley dominating in stats because there were more than that where that spike came from. With 4 total games played, Evansville put up more of a fight, but at what cost? The Braves' stats had never been better in games, with 96 total digs, 13 blocks, and 41 kills was just a few things to get excited for as we led 3-1 in the victory. Bradley was making Evansville work for every point they got as the Purple Ace players were sliding all across the floor left and right. The effort put forward by Evansville was not enough as their record took a hit after a tough in-conference losses this month. The next game for volleyball team will be against the Drake Bulldogs in Des Moines this Friday. Good luck to them. The volleyball team is finally rolling, and I think that we actually might win our next game. So
I'm excited to see some in-conference action from the Braves. They do tend to be pretty good against tough opponents.
They do.
I mean, it seems like we're ending fall sports with like a really strong finish, so that's good. Hopefully that'll carry over into winter sports.
I hope so. Up next, we'll take a look at what upcoming events next to look forward to.
After that, we'll sign off and end the show with a musical performance.
Man, your hands smell like stew for weeks.
Oh, look, my new laptop is here.
What happened to your old one?
You know, on the way to work, I jump out of the car to grab a churro from that gal in the corner. I turn my back for like 2 minutes. Gone. Stolen. Or maybe I forgot to bring it. I'm not sure which.
Wait, did you get IT to wipe it remotely?
No, I know how this goes. The minute they wipe it, it turns up under my bed or something. I'm gonna wait a few days, see if it turns up. And I might have disabled the security software in the computer anyway. It slows it down.
You've got to be kidding me.
I do not remember ordering a mesh tank top. Too much whiskey and Dave's shop's a little frisky, right? Ooh. Huh?
Did you order it?
Come on, you know this looks great. Let's see about this big one.
Dave,
It's like Christmas.
I'm pretty sure someone is making purchases using your online accounts that are still logged in on your browsers.
Well, lucky for me, they can't change the address. Some of the stuff is pretty great.
You need to call IT and change your logins ASAP.
I'm getting a new wardrobe, and I like it. I'm gonna ride this out and see where it goes. Ooh, maybe there's a motorbike in receiving. I'm gonna go check it out.
He just really goes through life like that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he knows he has to pay for all that stuff?
Not a chance.
S-U-P-E, star. S-U-P-E, star. Superstar, 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 superstar. S-U-P-E, star. Superstar, 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 superstar.
Let's take a look at what will be happening on campus this week. Come join in on Cookies and Conversations to have open and dynamic conversations about life on campus. Everyone is invited and encouraged to come speak about their experience and what change they would like to see on campus. This event will be held tomorrow at 5 p.m. in the Garrett Center by the Office of Campus Culture and Climate. This month is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and this month will be further celebrated on October 27th with Cybersecurity Day. This will be celebrated in the Beck rooms 1150 and 1160 from 1 to 4:30 p.m. Cybersecurity professionals will speak and share their knowledge. The event will include several guest speakers, Q&A discussions, networking opportunities, as well as free food and refreshments. The event is free and open to the public. Sigma Tau Delta, an English club, is hosting a newly semi-annual short story contest. The theme this year is Scary Story. Those who love reading or writing were encouraged to submit their short story. Stories could be no longer than 2,000 words, and those who submitted stories must write, revise, and edit their own story. The executive committee will decide who will win first, second, and third place. The winner will win a Halloween-themed basket. Winners will also have their work displayed in the English hallway. Submissions closed on Monday, with the winners being announced on Halloween.
Best Halloween costume everybody's ever done.
In second grade, I was a jellyfish. I made it my own. It was the greatest idea that I've ever had, and I might have to do it again this year.
I agree.
Me and my best friend were Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan.
Oh my gosh.
I love that one.
I mean, I think mine is this one.
Yeah.
This is my best one.
When I was younger, one year I went as a ceiling fan, so I had a shirt that said "Go Ceiling" and I had pom-poms.
That's I like that. That's a great
nice.
play on words.
Thank you.
I had a big Greek mythology phase, big surprise. So I was a hunter of Artemis. I went all out. Have not slayed as hard since then.
Oh, come on.
I was like in 4th grade. All right, well, that's all we've got for you tonight here on BUTV News. For all of us here, I'm Megan Ruker-Smith.
And I'm Delaney Giles. We leave you tonight with a performance from the Golden Fleece. Have a great night.